Thor.
What?
Welcome to the Talkin Moto Podcast.
Presented by ScottKingDesigns.com. Hosted by Jeff Klein.
Pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of him.
Jason Place.
But
Well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway.
And SKD. Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Talkin Moto Podcast. Proudly presented by ScottKingDesigns.com. We took, it was busy. Work had me busy, so I skipped out on last week's show. The week before that was, we're going to chalk that one up as a Talkin Moto Podcast lost episode. But yeah, I think everyone's here. Are we all here?
Cluster beep.
Yeah, it was. But so yeah, I think we got a little bit of stuff to talk about. And as always, we have to thank everyone that's helping out the podcast. Whoa.
Sorry, could you hear that?
Plainview Power Sports, Northland MX, FTM, the old fine-tuned Motorsports, MB1 Suspension, Motokazi, Black Diamond MX, Hardline MX, Minnesota District 23, The Bicycle Works, The Open Mic Podcast, The Damn Bait Shop, and Scott King Designs. And Jason, what the hell was that?
I'm broadcasting live from the toilet seat.
In the hot seat.
Hang on. I got one more to clear out here. Okay.
All right.
That was actually just me moving my mic around. I have no idea what it sounds like because I couldn't hear it. So.
It didn't sound good.
Okay.
Jeff, you with us?
I'm here. I'm barely here.
Under the sea.
Oh, so yeah, we're back. Did you guys enjoy your vacation?
I didn't know it was a vacation. I mean, other than Monday night having 2 hours that I don't usually have, can't really say I took much of a vacation.
I was actually on vacation, believe it or not.
You were on vacation, yes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, pretty cool. I think, hopefully, it is storming in beautiful Wisconsin right now. So hopefully internet will work. But Jake Weimer is coming on tonight, so that should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of talk about Little Martin, Bullfrog, if you want to call him that.
Bullfrog.
I don't want to say he's got it wrapped up, but it's pretty darn close. What is it, 66-point lead with 4 motos to go? So
I'd be feeling pretty good if I was him.
Yeah.
I mean, stay consistent, don't ride over your head, be smart. As long as somebody doesn't take you out, you got it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think he can have a half-ass day next weekend and it'll be over with. So, but Dungy and Roxon, to me that's kind of, I don't know if I lost interest in that, but like that's pretty damn close right now. You know, it's only 7 back, I think. So that could tighten
how
up.
close it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
It's kind of like I've been paying more attention to Jeremy's deal with a 66-point lead than the 450s with a 7-point difference. But
Well, to me, the 250s are always more interesting anyway. I don't know why, I guess. Just are.
noted. But
Just seems like they're that much closer to being more like amateurs, even though they're not. But I don't know, more fun to watch for some reason.
I would agree with that. I don't know why, but that makes sense to me somehow. But yeah, then they also announced, Team USA. So Dungy, Jeremy Martin, and Eli Tomac. So I think Jason, you had posted that up on your Facebook that, 2/3 of the MX and Nations team is from Minnesota. So that's pretty cool.
Well, Colorado, not really Midwest, but pretty damn close. I mean, whoever saw this day coming? Seriously.
Have you paid any attention to? I'm gonna butcher everyone's name. Was it Purcell and Marvin? They didn't get picked for their countries. And
Honestly, all I know is what I heard at the track on Saturday, and that was about Team USA, and that's it. I didn't hear anything about anything else. Haven't had time to look at anything else.
yeah, I don't know. To me, it's like, I get it. Like, having them on your team is probably your best chance of winning. But then, like, I also, to me, look at it as they're over here racing our series, and yeah, you could pick them to come over and represent your country, but it's like, why not pick some guys that are, racing over there versus they're over here? Does that make any sense?
Well, I see your point to a certain extent, but I mean, it's the same way with the Olympics nowadays and everything else. It's not a reality anymore.
Porcel said something about the French Federation didn't want to pay to have those two come over because I'm sure it would cost a lot to ship those two guys, their bikes, and their entourage and all that over there. And they didn't want to pay for it. So
They get to bring an eye.
Now, maybe. That's really irritating me.
Else, it's not a reality anymore.
if I can try to turn my Wi-Fi on while I'm on this. Porcel said something about the French Federation. What do I care? It's Olympics. They had a plan.
There you
I don't know. I don't know what to think right now.
We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Please stand by.
Have those two come over. 'Cause I'm sure it would cost a lot.
What are you doing?
They were. Yeah, Scott. Who are you? Who's running the show?
It sounds like you're standing out in a field and the wind is blowing like crazy.
Yeah.
Who's got the-
Are you on your phone, Jeff?
Yeah. What's it to you?
Well, it's really loud. It's different. You're on something different.
I'm sitting in a quiet room. There's not a single sound in here.
But like every time your phone moves an inch, it makes noise.
Can you hear that?
Yes. But that's minor compared to what else we've been hearing.
Well, if someone would buy me a frickin' iPad.
All right, we got this shit show back on the road. The wheels are back on.
They are, but we didn't torque the lugs, so they could come back off at any minute.
Ay. All right, we're just gonna bring Jake on right now, and hopefully the wheels stay on long enough. Ugh, I have no idea what happened. Screen went black, then blue, and disaster.
Maybe lightning crashed.
But let's try it.
Okay, I'm up for anything.
Jeff's mad now. He muted us.
Did he?
Yep.
Oh,
Because the babies are whining about my noise.
you should come over here and listen to your noise. You'd be
Hey,
whining
Jake,
too.
how's it going?
Good. What's going on, guys?
Well, we're just, ready to start throwing computers across the office here. That's what we're about ready to do.
Technology, man.
I have no
We
idea.
need some backing, Jake. Can you find us a financial backer?
I'll see what I can do, but I don't know, man.
We don't
I mean,
need
seriously,
much.
like $5 or $10 would help right now.
I could probably pull that off.
So, yeah, sorry to keep you waiting.
No, it's all good.
We were doing our thing, and yeah, screen twitched a little bit. It went black, changed to a nice color blue, and then it just restarted itself. So
All right. Well,
hopefully we'll stay together long enough while you're on. So cool. Well, thanks for coming on. That's super cool.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, who did you lose a bet to that you're on the air with us? I'm just curious.
No, I didn't lose no bets.
Oh, all right.
Probably just Coors Lights, maybe. I think is he keeps sounding.
No, just I was asked to come on. So I mean, I don't got nothing else. I don't have anything else better going on a Monday night. So
Awesome.
So how was Unadilla? It wasn't horrible for you.
Nah, I mean, it was gnarly. I mean, all the tracks are rough and whatever, tough in their own way. But Unadilla was probably the toughest. Probably the toughest that I've ever ridden it. Like, it was soft and ruddy, and it was rough, and you mix that in with, being hurt and not really getting the time in that I normally do, it made it tough. So I was pretty uncomfortable all day and kind of struggled. But the first moto, I felt like I started to ride a little bit better at the end of the moto. But it was a struggle all day. It was tough.
Yeah, I was watching. I caught the second 250 moto this afternoon, and it's just like, the long ruts would just kill me. And
yeah, it's tough. A lot of people struggled. I mean, it's not, obviously everybody there on the line, that's their job. That's what they do. And I know a lot of people were struggling. It was tough for a lot of people.
now what happened? You came back, or I don't know how far back you want to go. They didn't show it on TV, but you crashed, and then Stewart, he pretty much teed you up. Is that what did the back in?
Well, yeah, I crashed. I crashed at High Point, and I was kind of in a I was in a blind spot. So I crashed, and my crash was decent, but I was fine. I would have been fine. I would have got up and continued or whatever, but I kind of looked up, and I couldn't see. Well, I didn't see any flaggers for one, and then I was looking, and I didn't see any like riders. So I knew, obviously, if I couldn't see them, they couldn't see me. So at that point, I knew it was going to be bad, and I almost got hit a couple times. And I was standing there like, do I try and run off the side of the track? But I was closer to the inside of the track, and almost got hit with someone going on the inside of me. So I wasn't going to go that way. And then on the outside of me, it was way further to run. So I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea. So it was just one of those situations. Nobody could see me. There wasn't a flagger there, and came over the hill, and I got hit. And yeah, that's what got my back, though, is when I got hit.
Yeah, that Instagram or Twitter photo.
Yeah.
It looked like it tickled a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. That was one of those situations where I've never been hurt so bad and been okay, relatively speaking. I mean, nothing was broke, and I could go on my way, but it was that sucked. It was tough. I was hurting for a week. Like, I wasn't even really moving too much. I was kind of just laying around, and I was hurting.
It seems like getting hit by other bikes, those are the ones that do get you.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
Like you say, you get those deep bruises, and sometimes they hurt worse for longer than breaking a bone, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with my back, I'm glad I didn't break anything. I mean, honestly, I was super lucky and fortunate that it wasn't worse for the situation. I mean, I'm lucky that I was able to walk away and nothing was broke, and I mean, it was obviously, it always sucks being in that situation, but I mean, I honestly, it could have been worse.
Well, let's be honest, the reason you were able to walk away is because you're an all-around tough guy.
Well, I think I got lucky on that one, but I'd like to think I'm tough, but I think I kind of got lucky on that one.
Well, tougher than 90% of people out there, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Jake, we got the chat room rolling, and one of the guys in the chat room, and I know it probably wouldn't have helped on your crash, but do you have like a chest protector or some sort of Under Armour that you wear?
I've heard people, whatever, like saying like protection and this and that, and I occasionally, if the roost is bad or whatever, I'll wear, it's pretty small. It's like basically like one of the foam underneath chest protectors. I don't wear like a full-blown hard plastic chest protector, and I mean, obviously some people are critical about it, or I don't even know what you'd say, but I mean, I'm all about safety and whatever, and I don't want to get hurt any more than the next guy, but the fact is that when you get hit by a 220-pound motorcycle with someone on it that's going whatever miles an hour, I don't care if you have a hard plastic chest protector. That's not gonna fix anything. That's not gonna help.
Right.
Furthermore, I got hit on my whole back, but the problem was my lower back. It was literally like right above my butt crack. I've never seen a chest protector that goes clear down to someone's butt crack. So I don't, you know what I mean? I mean, it's one of those things that, that people will kind of get their stomach messed up and they'll have internal bleeding or whatever, and people will hound on them like, oh, you should have been wearing a chest protector. I've never seen a chest protector that goes clear down to someone's pant line. Like, and if they did make them, nobody's gonna wear them. Like, you're not.
Exactly.
That's not. You're not gonna be able to move around and do what you got to do.
Have to bring back
So-
the kidney belts.
Oh,
Dude,
God, no.
I've tried kidney belts. I've tried them a couple times because in 2010, a completely different scenario, but I hurt my back. And I tried one then. I tried one again after my crash at High Point, and I tried it a couple times. I tried a couple different ones, and I didn't feel like it did anything. I didn't feel like it helped. So I'm not telling people to not wear protective gear, and if I didn't race for a living and it wasn't my job, I mean, I probably would wear a chest protector and everything else that you could possibly wear, but at a professional level, you got to wear whatever you're comfortable in.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, people say that all the time. I mean, I don't wear a chest protector very often.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, and if I'm riding on a track that's gravel, sure.
Yeah.
But in a big situation like that, yeah. I mean, it's not gonna.
Nah, people are they're just naive, or they're not. It's not naive. They don't know. I mean, you'd never have this conversation with anybody that has ridden a national or that, rides consistently or whatever, that I feel like it's kind of a little bit ignorant for people to even say anything when clearly they don't even really know, because if you've ever ridden a national and it's 110 degrees outside, like, dudes aren't trying to roll up to the line in a full bodysuit of armor. Like, dude, it's hot. Like, and furthermore, like I already said, a chest protector isn't going to fix you getting hit by, a 220-pound motorcycle. That's not going to fix. I've seen people in chest protectors and they get hit and the chest protector breaks and then you've got plastic everywhere. Like, that doesn't sound very safe to me either.
That's usually the first thing I see if somebody's wearing a chest protector. That's the first thing that breaks and flies off.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm all for protection, and I don't want to get hurt just like the next guy. But I don't know. You pick your battles, I guess. I'm not saying chest protectors don't work. All I'm saying is I don't wear one. So.
Well, personal choice. Nobody has a right to criticize you of it either way. That's how I feel about it. So.
Yeah, totally.
I guess I'd always wear one for just the roost versus crashing. I know. Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if the roost is bad and it hurts, which there's a few races that are worse than others, and I'll wear like the underneath like roost guard or whatever. But I mean, as far as like a full blown chest protector, I don't wear one.
Sweet. What were you saying, Jeff? You smartass.
I don't know. I was saying something for you being kind of a wimp about the roost, but
I
don't know. For me, it's like if you're getting roosted, it seems like every time I'm riding it, I'm getting roosted and it hurts. I'm getting hit in the face with roost. Like it's getting through my helmet, into my hitting the nose or the chin or the lips. That stuff bothers me more than hitting in the chest. I mean, I can take it in the chest a little bit, but
yeah. No, I wear, just this year, I wear a mouth guard, and I didn't originally start wearing it because of concussions, which is why most people will wear one, but I've had, like, my teeth chipped up, like, several times, and I got married last fall, and Unadilla a year ago, I knocked half of my front tooth out. Mm-hmm. So I had to, it was pretty bad, and I already had a few of my bottom teeth were all chipped up and not good. So I had my teeth redone, and if you've ever been to the dentist, it's not cheap. And so I decided and it had happened to me so many times, I'm like, dude, I'm going to start wearing a mouth guard because this just sucks. So I wear a mouth guard now.
I was going to say, the only other guy I know that does that would be Baggett. But
yeah, I don't really know of many either. And I don't even wear, a big one. I just wear, I'll get, whatever, a normal one, and I'll sit in my garage for an hour with a Dremel, and I'll make it as small as I can. Just so that I have something there that, obviously if I get hit in the teeth, it's not going to blow my tooth out. So
that's what I used to do for hockey because we had to wear a mouth guard. It was the rules, so I'd cut them down just as small as I possibly could so I could say I was wearing one.
Exactly.
So I never thought about wearing one riding, though. It's probably not a terrible idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, it's protection. It's obviously, if you can do it. I mean, I don't particularly enjoy wearing it. It's not like I wouldn't wear. I don't want to wear it, but I know that like I said, I got my teeth redone, and I definitely now don't want to blow teeth out or whatever because it'd be even a bigger deal now. So I just wear it because I feel like I need to.
Yeah, you got to protect that investment.
Pretty much.
I feel like it'd sound really funny talking to myself, though. I talk to myself all the time, so I'd be lisping.
I only scream, and you can scream pretty much about the same.
So then, let's see here. Let's fast forward. So you raced Moto 1 at Millville, and then that was just kind of back was still being a pain in the ass?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I knew going there that I wasn't, by no means was I 100%, but I don't know, I kind of felt like I was good enough that I could maybe pull it off and be decent, but I got there and I rode the first practice, and I was like, it's not too bad. I might be all right. And then I was out there in the second practice, and it was a little bit worse. But, I mean, at that point, I was kind of committed, and I was whatever. So I lined up for the first moto, and, I mean, it wasn't even – I mean, I shouldn't have been there, but I didn't know. I mean, I was practicing at home, and obviously you can't practice on tracks that are I guess I shouldn't say can't. We don't have access to tracks that are as rough as the national. So I don't really know. Like, even you don't know. A lot of times you kind of just got to show up and race. So that was kind of what that was, and I just wasn't ready.
And then you sat out. You didn't go to Washougal then, right? You just skipped that one, took an extra.
Yep.
The extra break.
Yep.
Cool. And then that brings us to Unadilla. So, I mean,
yep.
13-15 or 11-15. So 13th.
Yep. Something like that. Both motos too, which obviously didn't help. That was nothing big, but fell over in both motos, so lost a little bit there. But yeah, I mean, I'm still, I'm trying to get to 100% and get back in there.
What do you have anything lined up then for next year yet?
No, I don't have anything right now. I mean, obviously I got my feelers out and I'm talking and whatever, but as of right now, I don't have anything right now, so I don't know, we'll see.
Now, I don't know if you can tell us, and this was kind of I don't know. To me, it kind of got me going a little bit the other day online. It's like, you guys obviously can't say what you're doing, correct? Or what's the grace period?
It just depends on the situation. I mean, there's sometimes you're told that you can't say anything and whatever, and a lot of times the reason is they wanted whoever, if you were to switch teams or something, and a lot of times they'll tell you, don't say anything because they want to put out a press release first. I don't know the reasoning behind that, but I don't think anybody's really going to lie and say, no, I don't have anything, or I think they'll tell you yeah, I have something, but I can't say yet or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it just depends on the situation.
Well, I have no idea what it would be like to be in that situation, but I would sure as hell think that I wouldn't say anything until the ink is dry, because the last thing you want to do is say something, and then all of a sudden have it fall apart. Now you look like the dumbass.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I would say that's probably accurate.
Yeah, just kind of some of the stuff that's that time of year and people are moving all over, and it's just like, by the time it comes out online, it's like, well, you've already heard, or it hasn't been official, but it's like, it's pretty much, wink, wink, this guy's going here, you're going there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, being at the races and knowing everybody that I know or whatever, and a lot of times the stuff that you'll see or hear on the internet or whatever, I mean, I would say a lot of times it's pretty close, and it doesn't take long for people to find out. Obviously it's just a chain reaction. Someone tells someone, and hey, don't tell anybody, and he tells one guy, and it just goes from there. But I mean, it's both. There's sometimes where people say stuff and it's just there's just no way. It's way out of the ballpark. It's not even close to accurate. But there's times when people know, they find out pretty quick.
So if you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, because I know it's kind of a might not be the smartest thing to do, but if you had a choice, where would you like to go? Would you stick with Cowie, or would you like to go try something different, or what do you think?
Keep in mind, no one's listening.
No, I mean, I've obviously, I've been with Kawasaki for it's going to be 6 years, so I'm on my 6th year with Pro Circuit included, which most of the contracts through Pro Circuit, most of the time, is through Kawasaki. So I've been with it for a long time, and they've always treated me well, and it's been a good relationship. So, I mean, if the opportunity was there, obviously, you kind of always want to take care of the people that take care of you, and that would be a good situation. I'm at the point right now where it's kind of, for me, it's more just about the situation right now. Just the situation needs to be right. So, I mean, like I said, if I had the opportunity, they treated me well, and I don't really have anything bad to say. I get along with all the guys, and it's a great company. So, yeah, I would stay for sure. But you never know. I mean, I have an open mind, and kind of just I'll go with the flow.
I was gonna say too. I mean, I was, looking stuff up today, and obviously 14 has been, we'll say a little rocky. Would that be okay?
Yeah. Oh, totally. Honestly, kind of the last 2 years have been rough. I've never, the whole time, I think this is my 9th year, and I've had a few small injuries kind of here and there, but the last 2 years, it seems like I feel like I'm just always hurt. And that's frustrating in itself because I've never been that way. Even as a little kid, going through amateur stuff, and I mean, I had a few stuff, here and there, couple wrists or whatever, but I've never really been hurt that much. So the last 2 years it's been frustrating because I feel like it's just been stupid, nagging stuff. And last year during Supercross, I'd got pneumonia first, and then I kept trying to race, and then ended up breaking ribs, and that was tough. And then this year, Anaheim won. I mean, the first race of the year, I'd crashed and I did something to my shoulder, and I don't even know. I never went and got it checked out because I didn't feel like it was that bad that I was going to stop racing, but it was bothering me. And then obviously eventually at San Diego, I crashed in practice and dislocated it, and then broke a bone in my hand, and then and getting hit at High Point. It's just been frustrating because I've never really kind of dealt with that. It's difficult to try and race, and when do you come back, and when are you ready? When are you? It's tough.
Yeah, I watched the Anaheim crash this afternoon, and I don't know. If you ask me, I think you were all right. I think Tomac kind of went from the outside to the inside or to the middle, So.
I mean, yeah. I mean, my whole deal on that thing was because we crashed. I'll even back up. So coming down that straightaway, he was on the far right. He was against the bales on the far right going into a 180 left. And I was, kind of in the middle, and it may have been a little bit risky for me to triple into the corner, but I don't know. I'm not typically someone to kind of take risky moves. I typically kind of am pretty reserved and am careful about what I'm doing, and that one might have been a little bit risky, but I felt like, dude, if you're riding the track on the far right side against the bales with 18 people behind you or whatever it was, you can't go from the far right and dive to the inside. So I don't know. I was whatever when we crashed, and I got up and he was kind of freaking out on me, and then I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Best case scenario, I would say that we were kind of both at fault. And like I said, I felt like that was best case scenario. So, it is what it is. That's racing. racing and stuff like that happens, and we're all amped up and trying to get to the front. It was first race of the year, and everybody's trying to do their thing. So you kind of chalk it up for what it is, and it's kind of unfortunate, and you move on.
Yeah, that was what I made a note. It was like, was it just a bunch of F-bombs and everything else going on and when you guys are laying there?
Yeah, he full blown was freaking out. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Yeah, he pretty much threw them all out there.
It sounds reasonable. I would have done the same. So.
Yeah, I'm not hating, but in that situation, I don't think it's kind of hard to. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it was kind of you can't put all the blame on me. I mean, like I said again, best case scenario, you could say that it was both of our faults, but I definitely don't feel like you can just point the finger at me and say, "What are you doing? You're an idiot." I mean, I definitely don't feel like that was the case.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I mean, I'm on your side on that one. Yeah, you kind of rolled from the right and, right to the middle, right where you were, and then at that point there's, you can't do nothing.
No.
So. Well, cool. But yeah, what's it like racing overseas and doing all that other stuff?
That's always interesting. I mean, aside from the racing, it's just pretty wild and crazy, and I don't know, it's just a weird feeling going to Europe. It's a lot. I mean, in some ways, it's a lot different than it is here. You're so comfortable at home, and even if you travel across the country, I mean, it's whatever. You still kind of know what to expect, and it's just different culture, and it's different. So you kind of feel out of place. And as far as the racing goes, I mean, there's a little bit of difference, but it's similar. It's kind of the same thing. Just they typically have a little bit of a different format as far as the races go and stuff like that. But I would say it's that part's kind of business as usual, but just being over there it's different. It's an experience. I enjoy it. I've had fun.
Do you get to enjoy anything while you're over there, or is it? We had.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. We had our buddy Zach Williams on, and he did some race, kind of the tail end of Supercross, I think it was. I could be screwing that up, but it was pretty much he got off the plane and right to the racetrack. So do you normally go over a day or two earlier to try to get adjusted, or is it kind of...
Yeah, I usually go like a day. Well, I went to Designations the one year, and we went, I don't even remember exactly, but we were there, I don't know exactly, but like 4 or 5 days before the race, and kind of just hung out, and we went and rode one day, just some local track, and just kind of, like you said, just kind of adjusted everything. But typically, when I go over there, I'll try and go at least a day early, and then I've flown back the day after the race, and I've stayed another day or whatever, and kind of check some stuff out. But I've done a little bit of both.
Nice.
I bet it doesn't compare to the Farmington Supercross that you did back in probably 2006 when you were riding for Connection, maybe?
Yeah, I remember that. That was like the little fair race thing.
Yeah. You and Josh Grant came over?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so, well, the tracks are probably similar to that, but the atmosphere is a lot different.
A little bigger than Farmtown.
Yep.
I think, was that the same year we had Alessi there, or was that the year before?
Nah, he wasn't there the year I was there. He wasn't there.
Yeah, that was a different year.
Well, that would have been, I suppose for him, that would have been 2004 when he came, because that's when he
It would have been '06 when I was there, because that was my first year at Factory Connection, and I stayed at Jeff Myshak's house, me and Josh Grant, for, I don't know, had to have been like, I don't know, a month or 6 weeks or something. We stayed back there, and so I was around Minnesota for a quick minute.
Is that the only fair you guys rode, or no? You guys rode at the Anoka County Fair too, I think.
No, that was the only fair race that I did there. I was at the time, actually, because I'd gotten in a car accident earlier that year, so I was kind of coming back from all that, and I don't even know where it was, but I did some local race, but just like a little motocross race, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Well, at least I can say you raced 5 minutes from my house, so I feel special.
You live close to Farmington?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, Jason and I grew up in Farmington.
What's
So
that?
Jason and I grew up in Farmington,
Oh,
so
okay.
it was kind of a big
Right
deal
on.
for us to have some pros there.
Right. No, it was cool. We had a good time.
Well, sweet. You guys got anything else for Mr. Jake?
Yeah, I want to go back in time a little bit, Jake.
All right.
I was reading some stories online earlier today, and actually I heard this story at a local race a couple weeks ago about your dad selling the farm so you can go racing. I guess one question I have for you is, at that time, did you guys have the feeling that you were going to go as big as you did? I mean, or was it just a Hail Mary, we're going to do this and see what happens?
I mean, honestly, at the time, it was more kind of a Hail Mary. And kind of the thing with that was, I don't know, I had to have been around 15 at the time, 14, 15, I don't know, something like that. And at that point, we were already so invested in it, and I'd already kind of gone, was headed down that path. And I don't know, I mean, for whatever reason, my dad, he believed that I could do it, and he kind of stuck with it. And I was, like I said, I was 14, 15, so I was just kind of, I was aware of what was going on, and I knew, but I was just, I just rode motorcycles and had fun, and wanted to be a pro and go on and do whatever. So it was more like a Hail Mary, though. I mean, honestly, it's kind of crazy to look back at it now, because I think at the time that all that was going on, I mean, I was, even as a little kid, like I was always pretty fast, but it's not like I ever really tore it up at amateur races. I'd do good here and there, but I was kind of a yard sell, and I'd crash or get bad starts or whatever, and I'd do good here and there, like I said, but I don't know, for whatever reason, he thought that I had what it would take, so he stuck with it. And I mean, we had conversations about it, but I was, like I said, I was young, and I was like, heck yeah, let's go for it. So I was all for it. So luckily it worked out.
Did it feel like that put a ton of pressure on you to succeed, or were you just young enough that it was just like, right on, let's go racing, who cares?
No, there was a lot of pressure. I mean, at the time that all that was going on, because my dad farmed for 22 years, and that's what he did, and there was a bunch of stuff going on at home, and farming wasn't doing that well, so it was kind of, it all kind of was happening at the same time. Farming was kind of not doing good. It was kind of in a slump, and that was kind of what triggered it all. Was he's like, it's either I'm going to have to focus 100% and really, try and pull this thing through, or, I ditch it all and we ride this thing out and see what you can do. So, I think by my second to last year amateur, when I was still riding intermediate, I think by that time my dad he'd pretty much kind of run out of money from going to the races and whatever, and getting rid of the farm and paying bills and all that, and he'd kind of run out of money. So my last year as an amateur, I was kind of floating the boat, and it was kind of up to me to make some money and get to the next race. So there was definitely pressure there, and I knew way before that kind of where it was headed, and that there was kind of pressure on me to do it, so there was definitely pressure there. But yeah, I mean, thankfully it worked out. I mean, because at one point I definitely was thinking, after Loretta's my last year, well, actually back up. So my last year as an amateur, right before World Mini, I got like a tryout with Yamaha Troy, and I went and rode the bike, and I rode it on Supercross in the morning, and then in the afternoon I rode outdoors. And so we went through that whole thing, and they said, if you win a title at World Mini, then we'll sign you. So I went to World Mini and I won a title, and that fell through, and it didn't happen. So then I carried on the rest of the year, whatever, and after Loretta's, I didn't really, I mean, at one point I didn't think it was going to happen, and I was taking like community college classes like right at home, and I didn't think it was going to work. And I was good buddies with Josh Grant, and he had blown his knee out and had to have ACL surgery. And so before that had even happened, he told me to call Jeff Myshak, part owner of the Factory Connection race team. And so I called him, and he was kind of like, I don't know, whatever. And then it ended up, he said, we don't have any spots. Well, then Josh blew out his ACL. And then they basically said, well, Josh isn't going to be ready for West Coast Supercross. We need a West Coast guy. Why don't you come to Glen Helen? This is in 2005, to the last race of the year, national. And whatever, we can meet, ride the bike, and we'll see how it is or whatever. So I showed up and met them all and hung out, watched the race, and then I think it was Monday after the race, I went and rode their bike at the Honda track, and then I think the next day they called me and said, come sign your contract. So that was kind of it.
Awesome.
Took off from there.
Well, either way, I mean, that's a cool story all the way around. I mean, you guys are back to farming now, right?
Yep. No, I've bought some land back home in Idaho, and my dad he kind of takes care of it all, runs it. He farms some of it, leases some of it out. So yeah, he kind of runs that whole ship at home, and while I'm down here doing my thing.
That's an awesome story. I didn't know any of that until like 2 weeks ago. I was talking to somebody at the track, and I had told them we were having you on, and they told me that story. So yeah, I had to look into it. Pretty cool. I mean, talk about guts. I mean, that's putting it all out there.
Looking back at it now, it seems absolutely asinine to do it and to go for it. But like I said, thankfully it worked out. It couldn't have worked out much better than it did. For as bizarre and strange as it went. But I mean, obviously my story's different than anybody else's, but there's a lot of, it seems like there's a lot of financial stories, of that kind of sort, and struggles, family struggles and whatever in motocross, just because it's pricey to do it, and it costs money if you make the commitment that you're even going to go for it, which obviously there's no guarantees that it's even going to work out. But if you make the commitment that you're going to go for it, it's going to cost you some dough.
Mm-hmm. Well, it costs me a lot of dough, and I don't even go for it.
That's right. Yep.
Well, cool, Jake. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no problem at all.
I gotta ask before you take off. Our buddy Andy wanted me to ask you about some of your hunting adventures. That he's like, ask them about how they don't go walking, they just drive down the road or something like that.
Yeah, no, me and my buddy from back home, kid I grew up with, he raced for a while. But yeah, he had, or still has it actually, like a little Geo Metro, and we'll go like canal hunting. So you pretty much just drive down the canal and, take binoculars, whatever, and around all the corners, try and look down and find ducks or whatever. And typically you get out of the car and walk down and you jump the ducks. You kind of find a marker or whatever down the way that you know where to, come up the side of the canal.
Okay.
And then jump up, scare them up, whatever, and then go at them. But there was a time when we came around a corner and a bunch flew. So my buddy, he just out the window took them down. So now we've had some good times. That's one of the things that sucks, kind of, that I'm not, I don't have the time that I used to do stuff like that. That's kind of how I grew up. Like, something that I enjoy doing is hunting and that kind of stuff. I enjoy fishing a lot, and I do that quite a bit actually, because I can do it down here. And I actually went fly fishing not the weekend before Unadilla, the weekend off. I went fly fishing for the first time. I'd never gone fly fishing, so that was fun. And yeah, I enjoy all that kind of outdoor stuff.
Yeah, I saw
well,
that.
motocross is a young man's sport. You'll have plenty of time to do that afterwards.
Yeah. Well,
Not
It
yet,
sounds so
though.
confident.
hunting's a lot of work though. You got to be in shape to hunt. So I can't wait too long. I don't want to be old and hiking around and my knees hurt.
Yeah. I know that feeling. For some reason, going out and traipsing through the field pheasant hunting doesn't seem like near as much work as riding a dirt bike, but it's actually more work, I think.
It's tough for sure. Big game hunting's obviously more work than hunting birds, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of work. Especially if you get something, then you got to pack him out.
Yeah,
Tough deal.
exactly. That's the rough part.
Yep.
Cool. All right, man. Well, I hope everything pans out for you.
It'll work out, man. It'll work out. Just got to ride the wave.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
That's right.
Awesome attitude. I love it.
Jeff, are you back?
All right, guys. Yeah. That's always crappy, but
Yeah, we're having some issues. I think Jeff was getting a little feedback off. But yeah, something was going on. He's been hanging out listening though.
oh yeah.
Yeah, but cool. All right, Jake. Well, thanks for coming on and best of luck. And if you ever want to come back on, give us a shout.
All right, cool, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, have a good one.
All right, you guys too.
Thanks, Jake.
All right, see ya.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, I had someone show up in my house I had to go take care of.
You go fisticuffs.
Yeah,
Were
coworker.
they stealing stuff out of your truck?
No, they weren't. They only do that to your truck.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, see, it's good now. I don't know. I don't know how. Are you listening to the stream as well?
No, I had my volume turned too high.
Ah,
Noise coming out of the speaker.
Gotcha.
that'll happen. I didn't hear anything, so
I'm slightly out of breath too from running because I'm really out of shape. So
obviously.
I have like 6 stairs in my house. So
Careful.
That's true. Well, that was cool. Wasn't a complete failure.
Yes. Yeah, my computer's making loud noises though.
It's got gears grinding.
Yeah, she's been a good girl.
Awesome.
what do you guys think? The rumor is that he's going to be going to BTO Sports.
Weimer was?
I haven't heard that rumor.
No.
I've heard. Seems like a good fit. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good fit for him.
Kind of sucks because I think he seems like he's in kind of a funk maybe. I don't know. I feel like he could probably do with a change of scenery.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It's actually kind of a shame that his contract is up right now because of the little bit of a funk he's in. He could probably be a little better off if he was riding like he was a couple of years ago. But it'd be a good chance for maybe a little smaller budget team to pick him up and have an awesome rider on their hands.
Yeah, and the shitty thing is, I think, Scotty, you mentioned it, I guess that what I've heard is that Kawasaki didn't really offer him a new contract.
Yeah, I don't. I just know that his deal was up, and yeah, I mean that sucks. It's like you need this season to show who you need to show what you can do, and yeah, I mean it's just kind of bad from the beginning. Crashes with Tomac and A1 and just kind of snowballs a little bit, and then all right, now we're at outdoors and gets center punched by Stewie, and it's kind of tough.
He had a big crash at Unadilla a couple years ago. Do you guys remember that? It was a really fast sweeping left turn, and his front end tucked, and he went over the bars hard. I remember that one specifically. He's had a couple of, tough years back to back, it seems like, but I kind of wonder about the whole Cowie deal, because if Villapoto's done, which all reports are that he is, they got Davey Millsaps. Who else are they going to get?
RV.
Good question.
Oh, he's done, man.
He's not done.
I think he's done. He sold his house.
I hope he's done.
He's done.
There'll be no tears out of me.
Hey, did you guys, switching gears here, you said Stu earlier. I know you meant Malcolm Stewart, not James, but what did you guys hear about what happened at Millville with Stewart?
No.
So supposedly a nurse showed up trying to get credentials.
I only heard what you told me.
Yeah. So a nurse showed up trying to get credentials for him, and she said that she was his nurse, his personal nurse, and she gave him IVs during the race.
Whoops.
And
that's not the thing you want to be saying.
And so the question is he sitting out on his own will, or is he not? Has he been asked not to race?
Well, I have a feeling if he'd been suspended or whatever, they'd have had to make a press release on it. There's no way that would be kept quiet. So
what about the press release that Mike Webb released saying Stewart doesn't quite feel like racing Unadilla or whatever? He's not quite ready. Like, nothing wrong with him. No reason to not race. He's not ready.
I don't know.
I think so. They're not even trying with their excuses anymore. They're just saying he's not ready.
Add to the equation that he's got more money than God.
Well, yeah, but that's just it, though. That's what I think. I don't know if he understands this, and I guess it's his prerogative, but that's why a lot of people don't care for him, because there's a lot of guys that probably aren't ready or aren't 100% ready yet. They're out there racing.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not anti-Stewart at all, but I just think that there's some weird stuff going on that no one knows the full story, and I don't know. I hate the secretiveness about this whole thing. Like, even when we talk about Weimer and his contracts, I hate that whole, can't talk about who's going where because, he's obligated to stick with this team. Well, just because the cat's out of the bag that someone's moving teams doesn't mean they're going to all of a sudden start trashing their current team.
No. But like I said, I completely understand from a rider standpoint why you wouldn't say anything until it's all for sure and definitely going to happen. I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of a clause in those contracts that, even though once it's signed, you get hurt still with the other team, who's to say it doesn't all fall through the cracks? I don't know for sure if that's how that works, but I could definitely see that being in there. So then you don't want to be the guy that says, yeah, I'm racing for so-and-so next year, then you crash and get hurt and you didn't have a ride.
We should see if we can get a contract, like an old one from like 5 years ago, and just read through it. I think that'd be interesting.
I'll ask Mike LaRocco for one.
All right.
Probably not smart enough to read through that.
We'll have Owen get on that.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was trying to get at. It's just like, they're talking, but like online it makes it sound like no one's talking about it, and then like all of a sudden, let's say Millsaps to Factory Kawasaki, here's a picture of him on his motorcycle. Well, that didn't just happen today. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the back and forth time is on that, if that makes any sense.
I think it has a lot to do with you're still under contract for another team, so you are still their employee, and the last thing they're going to want is you associated with the new team until you're actually part of that team. I mean, if I'm paying out however much money for a contract, I'm going to expect that out of my employee. You work for me, and that, yeah, racing is 90% of their job, but being in the public eye, is the other 10%. So that's part of their job too. So if you're not 100% on that team until your contract is done, I completely understand why it is the way it is.
Right.
The simple truth is, if it wasn't for all the social media and everything nowadays, before it was whatever came out every month in Racer X or Transworld. There wasn't all this talk about it because it just wasn't out there. I don't think it's any different than it's ever been. It's just how things are these days. And all it takes is anybody on the internet saying one thing, and somebody's going to run with it because there's no credibility out there anymore.
They're all assholes. No comment?
Unless it comes up on this show, and then in that case, nobody talks about it because nobody listens. But
It's true. It's true. Oh, shoot.
I think it's break time.
Let's hit break.
Jeff can play his bongos during break.
He has no idea how loud that is.
I'm gonna make him listen to this.
Hey, I hate Facebook telling me that I gotta get some other messenger BS.
Yeah, I know. It keeps telling me that too.
I don't want it. And so Scotty, quit messaging me on what do you call it?
Facebook.
Why is that your preferred your preferred system for messaging, Scott?
Facebook?
I'm just curious. Yeah.
Probably just because I'm on my computer all the time.
That's kind of what I figured, but
And it's easy. It's easy for me. But
see, for me, my phone is much easier. But
all right, everyone, take a nice listen to our beautiful commercial. Hey, what is going on, everybody? I just want to say thank you to everyone out there that's been supporting the Talkin Moto Podcast. It has been amazing. We have a great group of guys. We have an awesome list of sponsors. So please keep sharing, keep liking, keep spreading the word about the Talkin Moto Podcast. And I hope you're enjoying the show. A special thanks to Motokazi.com. Motokazi holds AMA District 23 sanctioned races at both Kellogg and Mankato, as well as hosts the Motokazi Supercross Championship Series, which is all over Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. They also have organized practice at Kellogg, Jordan, and at Mankato, as well as offer race schools, so you can get all tuned in on all your riding techniques. Make sure to check out Motokazi.com for more details. We would like to thank Mike from MB1 Suspension. Based out of Corona, California, they offer suspension, engine, and coating services. Please give them a call today at 951-371-5045 or check them out online at mb1suspension.com and make sure to tell them that you heard about them from us on the Talkin Moto Podcast. Hey, we got Andy and Chad from the Open Mic. It's a weekly comedy podcast, and they talk about anything and everything, and they usually do. I've been on the podcast a few times, and it is a good time for sure. It's Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central. It's available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. There's more information available online at theopenmicpodcast.com. Pro Action by FTM is one of our many great sponsors. FTM offers support to you, the rider, trackside, so when you need it the most, FTM is there for you. Not only do they offer great suspension work, but they also have many other great bike parts and accessories to help you out on the track. So make sure to check them out today at finetune.com. The Talkin Moto Podcast is proud to announce that they've teamed up with Plainview Powersports. Plainview Powersports is your Kawasaki motorcycle, ATV, and side-by-side headquarters. Located in Plainview, Minnesota, you can reach them at 507-534-3520 or check them out online at plainview-powersports.com. All right, thanks everyone for listening to us on the Talkin Moto Podcast. We really appreciate it. If you can, go on to our website, talkinmoto.com. Support those that are supporting us. Everyone's link is up on the website. We're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, we're on SoundCloud. Everything gets posted up on YouTube. So please give us a like, share, subscribe, and I hope you're enjoying the show. So let's get back to it. Alright guys, welcome back. Talkin Moto Podcast. Just got done talking with Jake Weimer, so that was super cool. He was on for actually quite a while, so make sure, hopefully we'll get this posted up, hopefully tonight yet. So SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, website. We'll get it posted up all over, so.
Sweet.
Heck yeah.
Sweet.
Oh. Now, Jason, were you able to watch the Tony Stewart deal?
I did. And I think I know enough about the situation to form an opinion on it.
Well, there's people that I think that don't know anything that formed a opinion on it.
Well, I would agree with that for sure.
Do you want to go first?
Well, I will. I guess I think, first of all, there's no way in hell that was intentional. I mean, I've never been a big fan of Tony Stewart, but there's no way anybody in their right mind would do that on purpose. I think from anybody that's raced any kind of motorsport at night, it's pretty obvious what happened. Number one, it's dark out. Number two, the guy was wearing all black. And as if that isn't bad enough, you know, that track was pretty dark to begin with. But then they're racing on dirt tracks. And anybody that races, especially motocross, knows what it's like racing on dirt. You get shit thrown at you. And, you know, your goggles get messy, you got tear-offs, whatever. Those guys don't have tear-offs. I guarantee you he did not see the guy standing there until the last second. So I hate to blame it on this Kevin Ward because it sucks what happened, but dude shouldn't have been standing in the middle of the track. Plain and simple.
Yeah, no, I think we're gonna be kind of on the same deal, and it's like, yeah, you're online and they're making it sound like, you know, he totally gunned it trying to hit this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, but I don't know how anybody can even say that because you can't see enough of it from the video to say, oh, he sped up and ran him over.
I think what people are seeing, and this is me. You can see the guy, like, he starts pointing at that one guy, which wasn't Stewart, and he kind of almost jumped in front of him, jumps out of the way. Then
Yeah.
Stewart comes by, still pointing at this guy, or now pointing at Stewart. And, if you listen, you can hear Stewart hit the gas. And the car veers to the right. But it's like, I don't think he's hitting the gas and doing that not to me, if you're in the car and you're going to try to hit a guy, you're going to gas it and turn it down and try to hit him, with the right side. I think he maybe saw him at the last minute, tried to gas it, crank it to the right to, sweep the back of the car down.
Yeah, I guess, Jesus. From what I saw of it, I guess, I don't think he ever saw him until he hit him, honestly. I think it's just, it was just bad luck all the way around. Like I say, the guy standing there in the middle of the track wearing all black, even without, whatever was on his face shield, there's no way he could have seen him. And I don't think that he went after him. He's not going to do that. I don't think Tony Stewart probably even knew that the guy crashed or that he was anywhere near him, because like you said, they never made contact.
Right.
And Tony would have never seen him. So I'm sure he probably wouldn't have even had a clue what it was about. So why would he just run him down? It doesn't make any sense.
Yep. Holy cow.
Seriously.
You guys can hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing I can do about that. That's my vibrate.
I thought you were doing it just to be a smartass because we're talking about race cars.
No, I saw some stuff about that, and I don't know if you know this, but Daryl at work claims he's friends with Tony Stewart.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure he's told you this.
Yeah.
He'll tell anyone that'll listen.
Yes, he will.
Because apparently he's a big sprint car aficionado. He used to drive them back in the day, but
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's just a shitty deal. I mean, honestly, I feel horrible for Tony Stewart. I know the guy's going to do whatever he can to try to make it right, even though there's no way he's at fault. It's just a crappy deal all the way around, and a really, really hard video to watch, honestly.
Yeah, no, and that's the other thing too. I kind of feel like the only reason this is getting as much attention as it's getting is because it is Tony Stewart.
Well, I agree with you to a certain point, but I think no matter what, with YouTube being what it is nowadays, no matter who it is, it'd be all over the place. But yeah, because it's Tony and because he's a big name and because of the money aspect, of course, it's blown up. And he does have kind of a track record for being a hothead, but I don't care how big a track record you have. There's no way you'd go and do that. If Tony wanted to pick a fight with a guy, he would have gotten out of the car and punched him.
Yeah.
So why did the guy, in what world would you ever go out on the track when there's cars going by?
Well, that's what I don't get. I mean, my first instinct when I crash, especially at night, is to get the hell off the track. So why are you going to walk out there dressed completely in black? And if you've never been on a track like that in that situation, it's not like driving your car at night where you have headlights and you can see what's in front of you. You can't see anything because all you see is the shadow of your car, especially in a dark corner like that, or the shadow of whatever you're on. All you see is yourself. So, I don't know. I should probably just shut up because I've said the same thing like 4 times now, but
yeah,
it just sucks.
Yeah, I don't think anything. Well, I guess the good thing maybe is they're gonna, they'll come up with some other new rule or something,
Well, I'm pretty sure that rule's been there all along. Stay in your friggin' car unless it's on fire.
Yeah.
But
All right. Well, I guess that's all I got on that one.
well, there isn't much more to be said. I don't think.
Actually, hang on. I'm gonna. I won't name names. This was on. We'll say it's on a local radio station. Okay.
Okay.
And oh no! Don't tell me. Oh, of course. Wow, both my computers are sucking. And his comment was, "Are you kidding? It is clear that Tony Stewart turned into him intentionally." So, I thought about responding to that post, but I will
Well,
not.
it's a pointless argument either way. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
done.
between him and whoever now. It's not the rest of us. I mean, whatever. People are gonna say what they're gonna say.
Right.
So.
All right. That's all I got on that one.
Over and done.
Done. Okay, can you guys explain to me how obviously Jeremy Martin is racing for Team USA and how his brother is racing for Team Puerto Rico? How does that work?
What?
What do you mean? He races for Puerto Rico every year.
How does that work?
It's a American territory.
Oh, that's true.
Hang on.
So they get to send its own team, but what was it, Jimmy Albertson last year and some other guys? So it's probably Jimmy again, and then...
Whatever you did, you gotta undo that.
Sounds like we're on a tugboat. I guess honestly, I didn't know that they did that, but that makes sense. It is a U.S. territory. I'm sure they'll take teams from whoever the hell wants to send them one. So
Why? Stupid. What's going on with this Gavin thing? Did you know any details on that benefit, Jason?
well, I know a little bit of the backstory on it, but other than as far as what's going on with the benefit, I know what was put on Facebook. That's about it. So
You can post it up. I got it on the Talkin Moto website, but do you know what happened to him at Millville?
I don't remember for sure. I don't really want to talk about it because I don't know exactly what happened. So
all I seen was obviously I think Bill posted this one. It was something, his kidney was shattered and a collapsed lung, and he spent a little bit of time in the hospital. So, but yeah, so they're having a benefit. It's August 31st at Kellogg, and I believe on that little flyer, and it's on the TalkinMoto.com website, and I think Jason, you put it on Northland, and it'll be all over. So.
yep, it's all over. It's on the Motokazi Facebook page. It's everywhere. So.
But yeah, so get down and do all that stuff. So
We'll be there.
it's too bad.
He is doing much better though. So that's the good news. But obviously anybody that's been in that situation knows the financial strain. So
No good.
yeah.
Sorry, boys. That's it. We are through not really through all my notes. I was kind of gonna go on a little rant about Purcell.
Rant away.
Well, I
Don't
get a little. The guy is obviously fast, right? So, and he's got 8 out of 10 Oakley Bomb Awards. So maybe he's just good for one lap. I don't know, but obviously he finally wins one or gets the overall, and it's now you got to listen to the Unadilla being a GP style track and blah 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 blah.
Well, As much as I would like to agree with you and rag on Purcell as much as I humanly possibly can, it's not his fault that that's what you have to hear about.
Right.
That blame goes to everybody that's trying to make a living doing what we're doing.
One thing European about it is that it's kind of a piece of shit.
What's
It was seriously
That is
probably
awesome.
the worst conditions of the tracks that I've seen this year. Like, those ruts were so long, so many of them, and the track is really high speed in a lot of these sections. And, like, it reminds me of watching GPs because they don't do any maintenance to their tracks, seems like. And their tracks every one of their tracks looks like this. It just looks beat to death. And that's what this place looked like. Like, these guys, you see them get off balance in so many corners, and then there's sections that, I mean, it looks like a plowed farmer's field, not, a moto track. So I think it's just one of them deals where that guy especially, like, his line choices usually set him apart from everyone else. That's why, he looks like he's barely moving. And he's going faster than a lot of the guys. But it's just one of them things where I don't know that it's the style of the track is necessarily European, other than they just left it go to hell. So maybe it is more European. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because it's more open, like not so tight. I don't know.
right?
But it was really in poor condition, considering, like, I was watching the 452nd moto and thinking they've got another 250 moto yet to go, and the track looks like it's absolutely trashed. Like, it's done. And they're going to go out and run a full moto. Just, I don't know. That's what made it seem European to me. It just was trash.
Did you notice, Jeff, on that big sky jump that they have, how far to the left that those guys were? I don't know so much if they were landing on the far left or they would land and go way left, like outside of the track markers. Did you see that?
Yeah, you're talking about their right? Our left?
If you were on the track, they would land on the left, or land and then go left.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to find something smooth. Is that what you're saying? They're going off track by?
yeah. I mean, if you're on the track and if you're on the left side of the track and the yellow markers are on your right side, I would say you're off the track. But
Well, how about speaking of off track? How about Cooper Webb off the start? Goes off the track and then comes back on in second.
yeah, because wasn't it last year AC got docked? I think on that one.
Well, it's so easy because there's like nothing to the left there. They get pushed off, and then it's just a straight grass drag race to the second corner, and they never have banners there or anything, so the guys get back on. So it's like, it just seems to me like, if you get pushed off the track in the first turn, there should be some penalty for that. Like, you shouldn't be able to just re-enter in second place.
I think he was good because he was in second when he went off, and he was in second when he came back on. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, doesn't that? I don't know. Shouldn't there be a penalty for not being able to stay on the track?
Yeah, they should put a freaking fence up there. So if you go over there, you go over the fence.
And then have to wait for people to get back. I don't know. It just seems weird that you can totally. I mean, who's to stop a guy from just going there just to avoid carnage? Because like the second moto, it looked like half the field took that line.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they did it last. Maybe they need to fix that. Because obviously it had to have been last year was AC's first year, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever, first full. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe if it's a problem, and maybe that's why they have that there, because that's people always go off right there, so they do that on purpose. But I don't know.
What do you think, Scotty? Did it just kill you to see two French guys go 1-2?
No. Nah, I don't care. I was just... Nope. My Yamaha, very good. But I don't know. I don't mind either one, I guess. I think Purcell, that's how he is, maybe. That's how it comes across. But Marvin, he seems pretty cool. But good to see Martin do good, and now something disastrous happens. I think that's.
What word did you say?
Huh?
You use that Wisconsin term again, Nels.
Oh.
Nels.
You want to? Hang on.
Yeah, it was a good race. I guess I enjoyed it. And like you said, you haven't been paying attention to the 450 battle. Are you nuts? That thing's intense.
That's what's weird. It's like, I'm like, wow, Dungey's 7 points back now. Okay. I guess I'm...
Are you just either or? You don't care who wins it?
I guess I'd like to see Dungey win it, But, yeah, I don't know why. I have... My interest right now would be in the 250s. But maybe it's not as exciting because, it's Dungey, Tomac, and then Rocks. You know what I mean? It's like they're right there, so it's only a few points here, a few points there. I don't know. What's your thoughts on it?
You nuts, man. I was watching it's about time the 450s are exciting because it's usually the other way around. Usually the 250s are more exciting. But I think Martin's got her pretty well locked up. He'd have to have a DNF DNS to lose the points lead.
No.
And he wouldn't lose the points lead. He's 66 points up, so he could skip Indiana, which I think would be pretty cool to see him do just as a ballsy maneuver. I'm going to take the weekend off because I can.
That's assuming that, I don't have it up in front of me right now, because is Purcell in second now, or is it still Webb?
No, Baggett.
Baggett. Oh, wow. Way off.
Baggett inherited second place because of Webb. Yeah.
I didn't hear what happened. Did his bike blow up?
Yeah, well, he had a mechanical. They didn't say really. Electrical problem, I'm sure.
Ugh. And I didn't see it. I saw it online last week, and I thought they were debuting it at Unadilla. It was like a Honda, but it was like all plastic up. Did you see that? Like this.
It was that Schrader skin or whatever, Slater skins.
Yeah, did you see it? Did it make it out there?
Plastic. I thought I saw it on the track, to be honest with you. I thought I saw it getting lapped. I couldn't be certain, but it doesn't look all that different except for I think it was a blue Honda, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was blue.
Yeah, and so it didn't really look right, but you can't really tell when a rider's on it whether it's all plastic, but I saw pictures of it, and pretty much the whole side of it's covered in some sort of plastic.
I didn't like it.
I don't like it either. I mean, I don't feel like there's as much to that whole sponsor like frontage or what do you call it? I don't know. What's it called in marketing terms, Scotty? You're the marketing guy.
Sponsorship.
Like that, like the billboard space or whatever. I don't think that's as critical as they make it out to be. Like they're just scratching for more,
Right.
If that's the case, get rid of the numbers. Let's make the numbers are obsolete anymore, except for fans, and most of us fans can identify a rider based on their jersey or their look or whatever. I don't need a number on a bike. If the guy comes by and he's got a number on his jersey, that's good enough for me.
Right.
But trans doesn't work. But so I do gotta say that I hate the look of freestyle bikes. So.
That's what you'd be asking for.
Well, if that's what they need to bring more teams into it, then so be it, I guess. But you won't see me run because that's obviously at the amateur level you need numbers.
Got time for numbers?
That time is coming where we'll all have to buy transponders.
I'm okay with it.
I'm all right with that too, actually.
I would love to be able to analyze that data and stuff.
Actually, it's kind of depressing when you can, but
Well, yeah.
but being as I already own one, what the hell?
Dang it.
There's got to be a way to get them cheap, you would think, as cheap as technology has gotten.
Oh yeah, there's a way to get them cheap. Go rent one and then just don't take it back.
Oh, yeah, the $100 or whatever.
Yep.
You got to have the rest of it though. You're missing the other critical components.
What component would that be?
Oh, the receiver.
Well, that somebody else has to buy that. That's not your responsibility.
I think Roger should invest in that. Get some transponders at Meadow Valley.
Yeah. It's probably not necessary.
Just convince him that hot women come with him, and he'll buy them.
Yeah. Might work.
Whoa.
He'll probably do just about anything right now. He's having such an awesome year down there.
I feel like he's just gotten. I mean, obviously, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's religious about grooming and watering every weekend, and his track is almost always in mint condition. But I don't know how people around here don't realize how spoiled we are to have a track that's open every day and open every weekend and groomed, and as awesome as that place is. I mean,
Well,
I
it's-
until I get out of state, and then I'm like, where are we gonna ride today? Oh, this place is closed. This place is closed. This place is closed.
Well, he's only making it better too. I mean, he's cut down a ton of trees and made it a lot more wide open. And I mean, even just this last weekend I was there, I was like, holy crap! You can see how much work he's sticking back into it. And I was down there Wednesday night and talked to him for about a half hour, and yeah, he's talking about what a good year he's having. But yeah, it's just because he's investing so much time in the place. He's really making it a top-notch facility.
Pretty soon there'll be people staying there.
There are people staying there. There were
Living?
campers there this weekend.
It'll be a Meadow Valley Training Facility, MVTF.
Yeah. Yeah, then none of us will be able to afford to ride there. So
Is
I don't think that'll happen, but
is it just groomed on the weekends, or is he watering and doing all that during the week too?
nah, he's pretty much it's groomed and watered for Saturday and Sunday. But if he knows he has a pretty good sized group coming down, during the week, then he'll do it. He basically told me you get 20 guys to come down, he will groom up the whole track and water it and have it ready for you.
Nice.
So,
I think we should plan a Talkin Moto Podcast ride day.
well, it was kind of funny. I got there on Wednesday night, and first words out of his mouth, track is complete dog crap. Like, okay. I go out there and look around, it's like, this isn't that bad, really, compared to what some tracks are when you consider them complete dog crap.
Was it European? Did it feel European?
Well, I didn't ride. I just
Oh.
stopped in there because I was in the neighborhood.
You have your bike with you?
Stupid story. Yes, I had my bike with me. No, I didn't have any gear with me.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
No, it really doesn't.
You drove all the way down there and left your gear bag?
Well, here's the deal. All right. I get a text from my mom at 9:30 on Tuesday night telling me that she's all in a panic because she's going to be at work until 9 or 10 o'clock on Wednesday and is trying to figure out how the dogs are going to get let outside. And I had heard from another buddy that maybe he'd be at Meadow Wednesday night, so I thought, all right, this will work. I'll load up my bike before work, and after work, maybe I can sneak out a little bit early, cruise down, let the dogs out, head over to Meadow and ride for a couple hours. Thought it'd be a sweet idea. Well, I didn't take my gear bag with me because I thought I was going to come home at lunch and grab that. Then I didn't make it home at lunch, and then I ended up working a lot later than I thought I was going to. So then I just left straight from work and went to my mom and dad's to let the dogs out because I figured it's going to be too late. Probably won't be able to get any riding in anyway, so just forget it. Drove straight down there, only to get to Meadow and wish I had a gear bag because there was nobody there, and I would have had the place to myself, other than Jake, which means I would have had the place to myself.
Funny.
So yes, it was stupid. I know. As soon as I got there, I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!"
Oh. Well, it could have been worse. You could have been not riding like I was doing.
It's true. I got probably the best, well, for sure the best Supercross pro race that I've seen all year at Waconia on Thursday night.
What happened?
Well, main event, Christian Craig ends up third out of the start. Cody LaCour is leading. Craig passes up to first, gets in the lead, ends up going down. Everybody gets by him. He's like a half a lap down, and he comes back and wins it. It's just absolutely unbelievable to watch that guy ride, even through traffic like that. That was such a fun race to watch. And Cody LaCour, back on the bike, back on a Yamaha 450, just hauling ass.
I think I'm going to buy a Yamaha.
He says that bike is just insane.
I will not
He actually said it has way too much.
Yeah, I haven't seen him forever.
He was ripping again. I mean, he was riding a little bit last year, but he wasn't ripping like he was on Thursday night. That was the highlight of my night, since all I did was break a valve spring and put the bike in the truck. So.
Oh. No.
Which made for a little bit of bike urgery on Friday night, so I could ride it on Saturday.
How'd you break a valve spring?
I don't know. How do you break a valve spring?
I would have taken it out breaking it.
It just broke apparently.
What are the symptoms of that?
Started rattling and running like crap.
Man, your bike's falling apart. Time for a new one.
It can definitely tell we're getting into the dog days. It's in need of some work.
I think we should have an engine rebuilding party.
I'm approaching that 50-hour mark really fast. In fact, this weekend it'll be at 50 hours, and I'm starting to get a little leery of it. Not because it's running bad or anything. It's fine. It's just, it's that mark. And it's like, I should really have a new piston right now.
What's the plan this weekend?
Cato.
Damn it. I gotta quit going out of town.
Yeah. Well, I can't go for the weekend, so I'm kind of screwed, but I'm going to go Sunday no matter what, so.
Just going down Sunday?
Yeah, somebody's got to have their friggin' bachelor party on Saturday and ruin that for me.
Who gets married during the summer anyway?
Not this guy. You don't have to worry about that.
Shoot.
But most people get married in the summer, Scott, in Minnesota.
Do a destination wedding in the winter.
Going back to the Waconia Supercross, as I told Scott, had a nice chat with Christian Craig and also had a nice chat with Blake Dungy. They will be doing future podcasts with us, so I thought that was pretty sweet. Both guys were awesome to talk to and were pretty fired up about coming on the show, so.
I was too scared to talk to him at Kellogg.
Even Paige was fired up to come on the show.
I gotta talk to her. She's got some ties to Lampers. Did you know that?
I did know that. I didn't get to talk to her very much, but I was going to bring that up.
I don't know how it all works, but one of our assistant managers in the Metro knows Paige and Craig fairly well, I guess, and Jeff. I don't know how well, but
Well, it ended up working out kind of sweet because I got there too late, so I wasn't able to park up by the track. I had to park 2 blocks away with all the other common folk, and ended up actually sharing a pit spot with Christian Craig and Jake Loberg, so that was kind of sweet. Lee had like a little spot with a table all set up for them, and I was in the background.
Jeff, are you back? Oh no.
What the hell?
No, sorry. I didn't want to cut you off. I muted him.
Oh. That is extremely annoying.
Yeah. We'll have to fix it.
Well, I don't know how we can fix it.
No typing on phone. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Maybe when I upgrade this setup, I'll give him this stuff and be like, no more.
No mas.
But probably not.
But I tried to unmute it. I don't know if it lets me do that.
Well, if you mute him, you should be able to unmute him.
That's what I think. I don't know. I think I ran into this before one day.
Now he has to unmute himself.
Oh, there he is.
I was sitting here yelling at you guys, and nothing was happening.
I muted
Because you got muted.
Well, I tried to fix it. Let's see if it's working now. Yeah, there we go. No more beepity boop bop.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
You still hear this?
Yeah.
Yes.
How the hell? Alright, I quit.
Jeff has left the show. Oh, man.
Oh, shit. He didn't even have to listen to it, and he's the one that says the hell with it.
Jeff, if you're still listening, Chris says just to turn off your sound off your keyboard. See if that helps. He's back.
You missed me. Man.
I'm still laughing. I got tears in my eyes.
Funny.
Did
you fix it?
I think I have to turn off the vibrate too, because it vibrates when I touch the keys, and that's causing problem. I think that's what you hear.
I think that's what it is. I tried to make your phone do it before by texting you, but it didn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I got the text, but I don't know why.
I never heard it. I was kind of disappointed by that.
I don't think my text message does it. I think 'cause my text message just makes a little bloop sound.
Oh.
Like that.
That's not the dude.
No.
Damn. See, I can't even do it right.
Nope. It's back.
Oh, damn.
More bongos.
I got people texting me, and I got to reply.
No.
No, you don't. We need your undivided attention.
If you guys want an update, the baby inside my wife's belly is the size of a large lemon.
Hmm.
It can pee now.
It can
So it's probably all over in there.
That's awesome.
Well, it can suck its thumb too or something. I think it's got thumbs now. I think.
So did she stop drinking yet?
No. Well, hell no. She's just sobering up. Whoa, look at that. Probably heard that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, all good on that front. So.
Good to hear.
Good
I feel like I haven't seen you guys in like forever. So.
Because you don't cover anymore.
It's because you moved. Actually, it's not even that. It's because you guys don't come to the races anymore.
That's true too.
Because I really never came down to your old house in the summertime. That was a wintertime thing.
All right, boys.
I'm gonna come up with a sound effect that I can make every time Jeff's phone makes a sound effect. I think it's gonna be this one. But probably not.
I gotta figure out what I'm doing for my vehicle situation because I'm looking at Matt Williamson's truck. I want to try to figure out. I'm gonna try to figure out something. Probably coordinate with you, Jason, because
Coordinate.
start driving my son to school pretty soon, and that's gonna be like 50 miles a day. And that truck for 50 miles a day.
You know Matt's truck is only a 2-wheel drive, right?
Yeah, I do know that,
Okay, just making sure.
but I don't really
I was
care
gonna
what I'm doing.
I was gonna tell John to buy it, but then I realized that he probably wouldn't want it because of that.
You know, I don't know. I've put my truck into 4-wheel drive like 2 or 3 times, and that was because I was climbing a steep hill. But
Yeah, I know. I never use mine anymore either.
I kind of want a 3/4 ton because if I get a Bobcat, I gotta haul it. So
Yeah.
speaking of that, I found a Bobcat that I'm trying to buy. Should know tomorrow or the next day if we're all good. But you'll like it, Jason.
Why don't we just trade trucks? Crickets.
I think that truck's gonna be traded in for some little SUV pretty soon. So.
Oh, alright.
But then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a trailer, I guess. I'll be that guy, Caleb.
You'll be that guy.
It wouldn't be too bad if I had a nice trailer because I could haul it with my little SUV, and then if nothing else, you could haul it. If we put a trailer hitch on your van.
Yeah.
And
We had 3 bikes and 3 people in the van on Saturday.
who you carting around?
John and Shrampy.
Oh, Drippy Road, huh?
Mm-hmm. Tried out the new Easy Up. That thing is sweet.
Oh,
Kind of
yeah.
weird. Still haven't got an invite to the wedding yet. I'm kind of disappointed in that.
You're gonna have mine because I'm not going. So
No. All right, boys. That's it. Show's over. Stop.
Go to bed.
you're the one running things. Shut her down.
I'm gonna quit again.